Hi, it's Bruce. It's December 15th, and it's Saturday afternoon. We're expecting maybe a nor'easter to come through here tonight into tomorrow, but today we have a lovely clear day, about 30 degrees. So, welcome to New York. We're going to do a couple reviews. We saw Is He Dead last night, and tomorrow we're seeing The Glorious Ones at the Missy Newhouse at Lincoln Center. But right now, I'd like to say I started getting Christmas gifts already, so I'll just show you what I got. Got a couple things that when I opened them, they weren't wrapped, so Merry Christmas in advance. I got from my sister, I almost said soundtrack. Oh, you're going to kill me. The original cast album of Curtains, which is kind of blurry because the light's coming in on it. And the Making of Sweeney Todd book starring my favorite actor, Johnny Depp. So I had a really good time with that. But now on to some reviews. Alright, as you can see, last night we went to see Is He Dead? A few weeks ago I wouldn't have even thought to really want to see this play, which was supposedly unearthed by a researcher looking through Mark Twain things. Mark Twain wrote this play about 100 years ago and it was never produced. Then it started getting some good buzz on the internet, because I read all that chat. Hi, all that chatters. And then I decided to get TDF tickets the day before it opened, and then it got quite good reviews. So this is basically a farce, but I call it sort of a melodrama farce. And it took me a few minutes, but I love melodrama. I haven't seen one since, we did one at the Cleveland Playhouse like 30 years ago, and I kind of like an old-fashioned melodrama where you boo the villain and you cheer the hero. And this has those elements in it, so I kind of sort of had a smile on my face. This is not great theater, but for what it is, and playwright David Ives rewrote it, or adapted it. And it stars Norbert Leo Butz, who won the Tony for Dirty Rotten Scoundrels. And he's quite funny. The premise is that he's the starving artist whose work is worth more if he was dead. So if this is a spoiler, just shut this off now. I'm just giving you the premise. I think most people know it. So he dresses up as his sister and pretends he's dead, so he can administer his artwork. It has a great cast. It's got a pretty good pace to it. I was never bored. It was Friday night. The Friday night previously, I was dying at Cyrano. I was getting a little tired there, but Is He Dead actually kept me awake and laughing. Byron Jennings makes a wonderful villain. He's very funny, and I think the audience should really hiss and boo. Maybe we should start that trend. Perennial John McMartin, a wonderful actor, is wonderful in it. He's very funny. And Jen Gambitess is the love interest, and she's really good. And in one tiny little scene, she actually makes the audience scream with laughter. You'll just have to go see it to know, but it has something to do with sobbing. And David Perdue, who was nominated last year for a Tony for Love Music, plays several roles in this and is extremely good, very good. Bill probably would like me to mention the set design, which he remarked upon several times. He thought the set, it's two one-piece sets, first act and second act, by Peter J. Davison, a set designer we don't know. So I really enjoyed this. It's not great. If you don't like this sort of style, you're maybe not going to have a good time. If you want to just have a lot of laughs and you like silliness, it's very funny and quite worth it. I'm going to end with a couple of stills that I took off New York One of Norbert in his costumes. And you can judge just by looking at these stills if you're going to think that maybe this show is for you. If you want to see Norbert in a hoop dresses, then this show is for you. Alright, enjoy these little pictures, and then we'll be back with my next review. It's Sunday. We had a little snowstorm come through last night. Nothing too bad. And then today we went to see a new musical at Lincoln Center at the Mitzi Newhouse Theater called The Glorious Ones by Stephen Flaherty and Lynn Ahrens. And I have to preface this by saying this won't be quite a review. It'll be more of a commentary because I recused myself. Because there are two forms of entertainment I really don't like at all. One is the circus, and one is, Bill, what's the other one?
Commedia.
Commedia dell'arte. See, he knows me so well. I've never liked Commedia, and this is a musical about Commedia. Although I'm a little fuzzy about it. I thought Commedia was not invented by one person. Maybe it wasn't. And this is about when Commedia was disintegrating and going into, people were doing scripts. Commedia is supposed to be all improv. Although that's another thing I don't get. They say it's all improv, but they're doing the same thing over and over again. So obviously they have it sort of memorized in set bits. So I'm a little confused about that. Anyway, the most dramatic thing that happened was that Mark Kudish, who's the lead, was in his first scene, I believe, and I didn't notice this, but Bill did. His leading lady, Natalie Belkin, poked his eye with her finger, I guess. Bill sort of noticed it and noticed Mark Kudish's eye being a little red. And about half an hour into it, it was announced right in the middle of the show, didn't even stop, that someone was going to go on for him and that there was an injury. And the person who went on for him was Neil Benari, I believe. He's who's listed as the understudy. One problem with this is that Mark Kudish, if you know him, is sort of a force of nature on stage. And the understudy had about 50% of Mark Kudish's level of excitement. So, but that was an interesting thing that happened. Other than that, I'm just not a fan of Commedia. I don't even care much for the subject. And I thought the play was a little undramatic. I love Ahrens and Flaherty. I just wish they wouldn't have picked the subject matter. The other sad part was the audience was at least 1/4 empty, and the audience wasn't real responsive. So I just don't care for a lot of fart and erection jokes, you know, and you get a lot of that in Commedia with slapping and hitting. So I can't really highly recommend it, but if you like that sort of thing, as Miss Jean Brody says, then that is the sort of thing that you like. And that's all for me this weekend. Thanks a lot.